Let's do it.
Okay, man. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hey, y'all know I'm a huge fan of the FIIL, F-I-I-L. Oh, they're doing that thing. I'm a huge fan of their products, man. You know, let me test something real quick. Let me see. Before I get on with this video and comparison, let me get this to playing. Take one out of the ear. Nah, they still play. Okay, so yes, they still play as you take them out of your ears. Yes, let me stop this. Yes, I've already done a video for the FIIL T1X. That's like the ultimate earbud that you're gonna get from FIIL. But prior to that, I had no idea that they had a FIIL T1. Yeah, the T1X is an improvement, but I wanna show you guys what you get if you decide to go with the FIIL T1, or maybe you already got the FIIL T1 and you wanna know if it's worth upgrading to the FIIL T1X. Pardon me, at some point, I know I'm gonna screw up these names and stuff, but bear with me, man. I'm trying to do this for you. Okay, they share more similarities than things that are different. The boxes are relatively the same. The look of the case is still the same. Let me see if this has a special thing on the front here. Let me see this. Nope. Oh, I messed that up. Well, it's still got that same kind of brushed aluminum look on the front there. I gotta get that off there. It's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, there you go. All right, so yeah, they still got the exact same case, exact same stuff right here as far as the LEDs. Where you do get a difference is on the power port. Come on in here so you can see this, man. Let me bring this camera in here. So with the FIIL, the original FIILs, you get USB or micro USB charging with the flap. I've never seen a flap on the charging case, so that kind of weatherproofs it a little bit, but you get micro USB there, whereas on the T1X you get USB-C charging. And as far as battery life and stuff like that, you're gonna have to go to the specs for yourself. I put a link in the description, also in the comments, so you can just check all the specs yourself. But as far as the contents you get inside of the box, they are identical with the exception of the charging plug. It's USB-C versus micro, but you get all the same peripherals here as far as like ear tips and wings and stuff like that. What's important is these earbuds. Let me just set them right here so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, if you were to take one of these out of the other and one of them out of the other one, you would not be able to tell the difference, man. Look at that. This is the left and this is the right. They look identical to each other, so you would never know. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to make sure I keep them separate because they look identical to each other. The real difference resides inside of these earbuds. The drivers are still the same. Most of the tech is still the same, except for like the Bluetooth chip and some of the stuff that connects it to the hardware. They sound very, very close to the same. I still prefer the sound of the T1X because it's got a little bit more bass to it, but I think that's due to what I've got tuned in the app. I honestly think they sound exactly the same, like fresh out of the box. Here you're getting a very, very nice clean sound. Plenty of bass. The mids are where they're supposed to be. Y'all know how I feel about FIIL, man. FIIL makes fantastic audio products, man. And I really do think that if their name was more popular, Sony would have a real problem on their hands, dude. Like, seriously, Sony, yeah, let's just not even go there. It would be embarrassing what FIIL would do to Sony if they had the same popularity. But these FIIL T1s, they are a great set of earbuds. They just lack some of the features of the T1X. So think of this as the T1X without being able to use one earbud at a time. Yes, you can use one, but you can't use the other. I think it's the right one that you can use by itself, but you cannot use the left one. Whereas the T1X, you can use either one by itself and you can hot swap with no problem. Also, you get app support with the T1X. So they brought the app back to the App Store. I understand there were some issues with it before, but it seems to be back in the App Store now. So you got full control over these as far as sound and some other fly features with the app. No, I'm not going to show you the app in this video. I've already done that video. Take your lazy butt over to the other video and watch that one to see the app support for this one. But yeah, you get the app support with the T1X whereas you don't with the T1. Phone call quality is just as good as it is with the T1X, which is actually very good. So, I mean, just honestly, if you're thinking about the T1 or the T1X, if they're that close in price, I don't know what the pricing is right now. I honestly would go with the T1X because you're just getting a little bit more for the money. They are well worth the price. Actually, I probably would say they're worth a little bit more than the price they're charging, but they're well worth it either way you go. It's just that you're getting just a little bit more, man, with the T1X. And this is like the little brother right here for those who just don't care about that stuff. You got full touch controls, which is volume, controls, track controls, play and pause, and you can summon up your voice assistant. And you got this compact case right here, which is actually on the rectangular and square side of things. So it is, you know what? I had these, see, I told you, you cannot tell them apart. I was calling this the T1X, and it is not. This is the T1X. Let me switch these because it's got the USB-C charger right here. Look, dude, if you got both of these, be careful because you will mix them up because there's literally no way you can tell them apart. You can tell the case apart because of the charging port, but with the actual ear, the bud itself, there's no way, dude. You cannot tell, like, unless you hook them up to the app or something like that. But just visually, you cannot tell them apart. So this is the T1, this is the T1X, but you get the gist of it, man. You're gonna get the same audio quality out of the T1 as you will as the T1X, with the exception of being able to manipulate things inside of the app. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same, man. That's pretty embarrassing, man. I tricked myself, man. I should have did like some kind of swap-a-roo thing to see which one was which, see if y'all could figure it out. Either way, the T1 and the T1X from FIIL are fantastic earbuds. It's just that if you got both of them, you might get them mixed up. But who has both, right? Not too many people are gonna have both. But if you had to choose one, hey man, it's your money. And if you want to pay a little bit more for the app support and to be able to hot swap one ear and out of the other, you know, pay that money for the T1X. So that's my 2 cents on that. If you had a good time watching me embarrassing myself by talking about the wrong earbud because they were switched and I didn't even realize it, give me some emoji hands in the comment section. Hey, I do lots of videos like this, comparisons, I do headphones, all kinds of stuff, Bluetooth speakers, all kinds of stuff. Just dig off in the comments, follow me on my social media and stuff. Subscribe to my other 2 channels too while you're down there. That's about all I got to say, man. I got to get out of here and go make some more videos. I'll see y'all at the next one. Oh, so you wanted them cats that like to just run up in a place, take what you want, then leave, huh? Man, you better hit that subscribe and notification button. That way you know when I'm over here opening up new stuff. And while you're down there, you might want to consider tapping that join button and becoming a member because membership has its perks. See, that wasn't so bad. All right, man, I appreciate you. And I'll see you at the next one.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?